Yes. Yes. We should be live now, guys. Sorry about that. I had some connection issues. Let me know if you can see me. Should be live right now. Forgive me, guys. My goodness. I should be live right now, actually. Let me just confirm here if you can. Seems like this drop has absolutely exploded the internet and the connections. I still don't know if I'm live or not, guys, but I should be going live right now. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Yes. Right, let's go, legends. Oh my goodness, this drop is looking very scary. My goodness. Holy moly, recession fear is real. My goodness. My goodness, what a drop we are getting. It's just consistently dropping, guys. We need to find some kind of support at some point here, because if not, we are just going to go through all of the levels that we do have of support. We need to find proof of support very soon to consider that we might hold this range. I am not catching a falling knife, guys. Stay cautious, because we've been talking about a high probability that we're probably going to form a higher low from this point. I'm in no long positions now. I was in a small long position on Ethereum, but I got stopped out with this movement to the downside. It was a small swing long position, stopped out here with this movement to the downside. We are losing major levels of support. And yeah, the recession fear is absolutely real, guys. We do know that interest rate cuts are likely going to come in September. So yeah, this is just bringing a lot of fear in the market. We do have unemployment rate having a little bit of a runner to the upside. Okay, unemployment in the US is higher than expected. Let me know, guys, if you can see me and you can hear me, because I believe so that you can hear me and see me. Let's put a little bit of drum and bass in the background. Smash up the like, guys. Let me see if you guys can, it's holding the diagonal support. Guys, let me know right away if you can see me, okay? We just filled the CME Futures gap. Hang on a second. I'm in doubt. I'm in doubt that I'm live. Yes, we are live. We are live, right, guys? Woo! My goodness, this drop has been breaking all the connections. I've been having some issues here with connecting the software to YouTube. My goodness, we need to start holding here, guys. We need to start holding this area if we want to speculate that we are going to form a higher low, okay? I'm currently in no long positions. I've been laddering here very aggressively into that short position that I had from 70k and needed to take advantage of more profits. So I've been laddering and taking profits as we were moving down here on the price, and just laddered all the way down to this point. I'm happy with these profits because you know, had this sentiment of, you know, there's a lot of fear right now and this could just continue dropping and dropping. So overall, no longs. We're not forming any type of consolidation. We did get a small little reaction here this morning based on a naked point of control. It was still not enough. No double bottom, no nothing, just breaking through every single low that has been created. So just breaking through the lows from today, from yesterday, no major reaction, just breaking through all of the levels, guys. There's a lot of fear in the market, and we basically got all the way down to the CME Futures gap, right? I don't want to long this falling knife, gotta be honest here. I'm not going to enter a long position just because I'm aware that the price could go to much lower levels. But we finally filled the CME Futures gap, guys. The CME Futures gap that we've been talking about during the last few weeks, it has finally been filled. So is it time for long? Is this support? We're going to be leaving a massive gap also, right? On the CME on Bitcoin. When we take a look at the Bitcoin CME Futures chart, the gap is, yeah, basically at $63,000, right? 62.8. So we'll be creating a big fat gap right now. We're just at the lows of the gap trading right now. So we have a massive big gap that does make sense that we should be getting a bounce, right? not to fill the gap. I'm really don't care about the gap being filled. We could go to lower levels, but we know that gaps, okay, get filled and they usually provide some support. I'm a little bit skeptical, okay, but if anything, you know, we know that we are going to be creating a huge, massive gap right now, okay? We're going to, unless we get a massive recovery right now in the next coming hours, right, and not having a very small gap, but this is basically the gap that we are going to be creating now, which is massive, right? This one has been filled already with current price action, and now we got the new gap that's going to be looking like this, right? Because we're currently trading at this area, okay? And we closed Friday on CME at 62,900. So there's a 4,000, you know, plus gap right now, which kind of makes sense for that higher low to be created here. Okay, we know we've been talking about the possibilities of Bitcoin forming a higher low right at this point, speculating on a wave 2, speculating on an ABC corrective move, but we've just been in a massive waterfall. And I don't want to long here just because we've filled the CME Futures gap with this falling knife. For me, it is not enough. I am not going to take the risk, you know, just fighting the trend. I need consolidations. I need a little bit of beauty price action here, just proof of support of some some kind of, you know, basically holding for a little bit, right? We need to see a little bit of a range formation. This is just falling knife. And yeah, there's just no way I would long right now, even though we've filled the CME Futures gap, and usually the bottom of a gap, right, in this case, does provide support, and we are forming a pretty big gap right now as well as we open tomorrow, Monday. Okay, so there's going to be a gigantic gap, and there's very likely that we are going to form a higher low at some point, right, to then fill that CME Futures gap, which I don't really care. You know, the whole speculation of forming a higher low here is that this has been an ABC corrective move. We formed one wave, two wave, and we're probably going to go to higher levels in the next coming days, or either an ABC, right? We're still in this big, massive consolidation. I'm not going to risk this falling knife, guys, you know, without a doubt. Anybody that is trying to get into some long positions, I know there's a lot of fear. You might think buy this, you know, buy this level. For any swing traders, if we do believe that we are going to form a higher low here based on technical analysis, the fear is just coming in very, very hard right now, and I don't really want to risk it. It just does look like very aggressive. I'm more of a range trader, guys, but if you want to speculate that the recovery, that this low at $53,000 is not going to be lost, and you're looking for some new highs, that really doesn't look too great right now, right? But you know the deal. You need to buy the fear, right? You need to buy the fear. However, looking at a trading perspective, you know, I don't feel comfortable right now. We just don't have enough, you know, enough support here for me to speculate that we're gonna hold. We might be going down to $56,000. We might be hitting the 7.8. We've crossed through the 618 Fibonacci. And the next Fibonacci retracement level is the 7.8. Taking a look at the naked point of controls, we do have a pretty big naked point of control on the weekly, which is based on this price action that we did have the second week of July, which is sitting at $57,800 approximately. I have it here with my naked point of control levels. We're just about to hit that naked point of control. But, you know, like I said, it's very, very aggressive. Very, very aggressive move down. Just filled the CME Futures gap from the last few weeks. And I need a little bit of a range. You know, I just don't want to risk any long position here. You might think now is the time to start building a long position here based on high probability of forming a higher low at some point here and getting a relatively strong bounce. But right now, I think most of the people are very, very fearful, and there's a lot of selling pressure, right? The selling pressure game is very aggressive. When we take a look at the S&P 500, we had an insane crash okay, on Friday, right? When you zoom out, it looks like a baby correction, but overall it's been the strongest corrective move that we've had in 2024, right? During the last 7 months, we got a devastating move down, and all of that because of the FOMC meeting that we did have, right, last week. We know that interest rates are going to be cut in September, latest October, and we know what has happened during the last few decades when the Federal Reserve has been cutting rates. We have been entering a recession. We've seen that, okay, during the last several decades. 2008, right? We were in 2007, or just around about 5% on interest rate. We started cutting here in late 2007, and that's when we started that major recession period. Same as the year 2000, right? .com bubble. You get that plateau, you start cutting rates, recession. You start cutting rates, recession. So, we're kind of pricing in, right, the recession that could be happening in the next coming months. Just confirmation that we know that there's going to be interest rate cuts in September, latest October, right? We've seen Jerome Powell saying, it's likely going to start in September, which could be pushed to October, but that we're kind of already pricing in, right, the possibility of interest rate cuts in September, October, and start entering that recession, entering into 2025. And I want to know the opinion of the people here. Make sure to destroy the like button, guys. Smash the like button if you like this educational content, technical analysis. We'll be going through some levels and some possibilities right now, okay? But with this falling knife, we need a little bit of a range, a little bit of proof of support. But overall, we are moving down and we are moving lower. This move is very aggressive. And I don't want to be the guy that, just like, okay, guys, let's just long this here or enter a short position because, this is really not a good zone to enter a short. $70,000 was a good short on a swing trade perspective. And this zone is very interesting for a swing long, but we need a little bit of choppiness, right? This is very aggressive. The main reason why I managed to enter a short position at $70,000 was because of the choppiness and the amount of resistance that we had right there, right? We're talking about the value area high. We're counting the waves to the upside, okay, regarding Elliott wave theory. And it was a relatively easier short position, okay, right now with these wicks, right? You're forming slightly higher highs. You got nice double tops on the lower time frames. But right now with this falling knife, it's like, hey, you don't want to mess. You don't want to mess here because the people that are trying to long this or adding a big long position, we might be, the price could fall down. There's nothing stopping this train to the downside. What if we do wick down below $53,000 in the next coming 24 hours? You need to realize that it is definitely possible. Why not? Once we start forming a little range, start consolidating, then we know that we have proof of support. Just like we did when we claimed this low over here. When we claimed the low from the 1st of May, the price action got a reaction and we started trading above that level for several days. That is the moment that that the price is getting a reaction and seeing proof of support and could get a bounce. But with a falling knife, I'm staying away, guys, from long positions for the moment. I would rather enter a long position a little later, right, seeing proof of support at certain levels, right, and just forming a nice range formation than actually just randomly building a long position because we could be trading below $53,000 in the next couple of days, right? I don't want to bring that much fear. We just need to see a little bit of proof of support, guys, to speculate on that reversal. For the moment, we are on the verge of hitting the 7/8 Fibonacci. We're just basically $1,000 away and hitting the 7/8 Fibonacci, which is kind of the last zone where you would want to see a possible wave 2, right? You're seeing this as a wave 1 because we have this ABC corrective move. We need the price to start stopping at this range because if not, we are going to lower levels. Let me know, guys, if the price is going to form, I'm going to ask a poll here right away. Okay, start a poll here. will the price of Bitcoin fall below $53,000? Let me know right away. We're just about $5,000 away, guys. Will we drop below 53K? I personally still think that we could form a higher low here, but we need to see the price chilling. We need to see the price chilling. Let me know right away in the poll, guys. Will price of Bitcoin fall below $53,000? I got already a lot of people saying yes, 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 no, 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 yes, 100% positive vibes. Woohoo! We need to see some range formation here, guys, because I am not longing. We're currently hitting that weekly naked point of control, and it could be a big fat nothing burger. We're currently trading below that weekly naked point of control from the first, second week of July, and we're just below it, guys. There's just no reaction whatsoever. It's just slicing through the zone. Holy moly. Holy moly. Falling knife, guys. Falling knife. I'm just adding, and this is the thing. I'm just adding to this position, taking profits and adding to the position and just protecting and adding. It's just a falling knife, guys, here. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, no longs, not interested in longing here anything. Let's talk about the 7/8 Fibonacci is the crucial zone, is a crucial zone to hold. And what I do see here at the 7/8, we just slice through that weekly naked point of control, guys. Absolutely crazy. Oh my goodness. I do believe that the price is going to stop at some point here in between today and tomorrow. It just needs to stop at this range of 56,000. Right after this major falling knife. However, there is insane fear. It would be very interesting to see how the stock market is going to open, guys. We're probably going to be opening tomorrow, in the next coming hours, the stock market with a huge, gigantic gap, right? There might be a big gap to the downside on the stock market, guys, based on the selling pressure that we had on Friday. Gaps during the weekend, right? Mostly during the weekend, we have those gaps. I'm not sure how the stock market is going to open, guys. I have a feeling that we're just going to be open. The market's going to open down here, leaving a huge, massive gap of selling pressure. Right? It's going to be very, very interesting to see how we open tomorrow, the stock market, guys, in the next coming hours. There's big fear. Let's take a look at the poll right away. I'm going to say that we are not dropping, guys, below $53,000, even though we're just $4,000 away. But with this falling knife, it does look like, wow, we got a 50-50, guys. 50-50 on the over 200 votes. There is a massive battle between bulls and bears in the comment section. There is a massive battle in between the bulls and the bears in the comment section. It is a 50-50 right now. People are, overall very bearish. We got 50% of the people in the comment section being extremely bearish, saying that, we will be dropping below in the next coming days with a bounce or without a bounce below $53,000. And we have 50% of the people with over 250 votes that say no. What an insane battle, guys, that we, usually we have the polls are usually 70-30, 60-40, but we have a massive battle here in between the bulls and the bears in the comment section. So you guys can fight over that overall in the comment section about this massive battle. Yeah. Getting a short-term bounce right now from another naked point of control. all the naked point of controls from the last few days have been sliced through in the last 24 hours. Even the weekly naked point of control, big major wick down to $57,000. Is it the time to long, legends? I am not longing just yet. I want to see a sign of strength. I want to see a little bit of a range formation. Okay, for me, this falling knife, you know, for shorts, for longs, you know, no longs to be taken, period. For short positions in the Legends trading community, we talked about a short position today, which is sweeping up these highs. I'm not sure if anybody managed in the Legends trading community, you need to ask, but we're basically looking at these highs to be claimed, and we didn't quite claim them, all right? We was looking for that movement up to hit the 618 Fibonacci, guys, and overall we are looking for shorts as well in a very aggressive downtrend structure. We're not only looking for longs, but this area was the shorting level. We didn't quite hit the 618 Fibonacci and this lower high, and the price just started collapsing today, moving over $3,000. So missed on that short, didn't hit our target zone to trigger that short position, but overall, yeah, overall no longs to be taken either. Okay, so let's go right away. We're getting wrecked, buddy boys. Yes, altcoin portfolio is looking like crap, guys. It is what it is. Altcoin portfolio is looking very bad. Just a couple of months ago, the altcoin portfolio was looking pretty good. I've been DCAing, of course, all of that DCAing, you know, is going down. I'm down over 20-30% as I've been DCAing onto some altcoins. I've been doing some very light DCAing, and overall, all of the coins that I've been DCAing to the last few weeks, they're obviously in the red. Altcoins are getting absolutely crushed, guys, and I'm not sure about meme coins. I haven't been paying attention on meme coins or any of that. But I know a lot of people are still speculating on meme coins a lot. Dogecoin major drop during the last few days. I mean, all of the altcoins basically, guys. I'm not sure. RNDR, all of the altcoins are getting absolutely destroyed during the last few weeks and especially the last few days. Render, which is, you know, a lot of people extremely bullish on Render. Wow, this it doesn't look great, to be honest. It does not look great. I never bought Render. You know, I didn't buy during the last couple of years, in 2023 or in, you know, the beginning of this year. I never bought Render, and I'm especially not going to buy Render here at the highs. So overall, Render's getting a huge collapse. All of the altcoins are collapsing, right? Let's take a look at the total 3 market cap. Bitcoin getting a significant short-term bounce on the extreme lower time frames. Got a significant bounce here of $1,000, hitting a daily naked point of control. Let's check the 7/8 Fibonacci. I mean, I think the 7/8 Fibonacci from the low to the high has not been hit. I think we've hit the 7/8 Fibonacci to the dollar. We've hit the 7/8 Fibonacci to the dollar, I think, or we front runned it. Yeah, no, we've actually had a little front run, at least here on Bybit. Yeah, we front run the 7/8 Fibonacci. Let's take a look at the 7/8 Fibonacci to see if it has been hit on any of the exchanges such as Coinbase. I think we just tapped the 7/8 Fibonacci to the dollar on Coinbase. Let's zoom in here. Slight front run. Let me just put this to the dollar on the numbers. Let's see. I mean, the ultimate zone for this wave 2 to be created, guys, is 57,120. I mean, there was a very, very aggressive long position if you're just speculating on just the 7/8 Fibonacci. The 7/8 Fibonacci from peak low of July to the peak high, 57,129. And we have hit the low here, 129. The low has been, we've hit the 7/8 on Coinbase to perfection. Just $4 off, guys. $4 off. $6. We've hit the 7. I mean, that was a very, very, it's still a falling knife, right? We've hit the 7/8 Fibonacci to the exact, not dollar, but almost just $4. $6. 29. 7/8 Fibonacci. Absolutely crazy. We've hit it, but look at this. The 7/8 Fibonacci from the overall low got a bounce already of $1,000. Very aggressive long position. But if we are speculating that the price is going to form a higher low here, the 7/8 Fibonacci, or the ultimate low being the 0.88 Fibonacci, if we are still speculating that we should be forming a wave 2 regarding Elliott wave theory, because what we've been talking about the last few months is this being an ABC corrective move, right? And this movement to the upside was looking pretty good regarding the wave formations, right? It looked very nice with the waves. You got a clear one wave right over here, or double 1 2, right? A nice one wave up, 2 3 right over here, 4 and 5. And it was looking pretty good for the price to actually correct down to this area. And we're looking for that wave 2 in an ABC structure. But we've just fall down all the way down to the 7/8 right now in the last few minutes. And we've had an instant bounce. That is a good sign. That is already a short-term good sign. What I would like to see, and this zone, I would speculate on a double bottom. If we are getting a nice bounce now, right? We have a dead cat bounce, and we come down in the next coming hours between today and tomorrow to retest those lows. And maybe this is already going to get a recovery from this point, which, I'm not going to speculate it, and I'm not going to long here. Usually when you get these reactions, you get these bounces, we're probably hitting the naked point of control, the weekly naked point of control. Yeah, not quite. Yeah. We're just hitting that weekly naked point of control right now from this consolidation that could backtest it as resistance. We're just there right now. Yeah, that weekly naked point of control is acting as resistance as we speak. For a swing long perspective, I would speculate on the price, whether it gets a movement up here or not and then comes down. I really would be speculating on a double bottom here locally. Very aggressive long trade as we speak here on the stream, hitting the 7/8 Fibonacci, and this has to be, if the bulls want to see this as an impulsive move, this corrective, this zone needs to hold. This zone needs to hold. Any aggressive trader, maybe the 7/8. A lot of people, there must have been a lot of limit orders at the 7/8 Fibonacci because this zone needs to hold. It would be extremely rare to get to the 0.88. That would not look good, because usually a wave 2 would not retrace down as aggressive to the 0.88 Fibonacci. So we do not want to get there, basically. This is kind of like the last support zone, right? This $57,000 area, if we want to form a higher low and start recovering in the next coming days. It's like the last support level here. And, you know, that 7.8 was very aggressive to long without a doubt. I mean, if you were looking at the, if you were looking at this, you know, if you were in front of the chart, you could have gotten into a small swing long position. Because if the price is going to hold here in the next coming days, this is going to be the low, or this is going to be very close to the low. You know, this is why I would really consider a double bottom at this level. I would consider a double bottom here in the next coming hours for that double bottom. Okay, I would really like to see another retest of the low, and this is the kind of double bottom that I would get into a long position right there here, guys, with this bounce. Okay, so we know what happens in a very aggressive downtrend. You usually get that dead cat bounce, right, which is currently happening at the moment. If we are going to drop down there in the next coming minutes, it would be a little bit too aggressive. But if you do start moving up here, just like we've been doing, you know, in the last few days, I would consider the possibility of a double bottom right there and then a recovery in the next coming days. Why? Because this is like the last level of support for the bulls, and you can have a minor stop loss. You can have a minor stop loss and be very defensive. You can protect position very, very quickly. You know, you're looking at something like this, depending on that double bottom. And, you know, if you overall, if you are bullish for the next coming weeks, you know, this is a swing trade. You're looking at the price to get back above $70,000 and potentially hit all-time high, which does not look realistic right now with this current price action that we're having, right? He's like, this guy must be crazy if you're looking for a long position. Come on, we have clear signs of a recession coming in the next coming months. You know, Bitcoin's not going to form a higher low. This is, you know, you can manage risk very, very well. You know, I don't mind being wrong here on this potential long setup because the stop loss is so small. Stop loss is so small for the potential gains that we could have in the next coming weeks, right? And overall, we should be having a bounce here of some kind, right? Even though it's going to form a lower high here and come back down, there should be a bounce forming here at this zone. There should be a bounce forming, you know, a low being found at this level, okay? Guys, remember, if you are not trading already, I mean, Bybit, of course, is my #1 crypto trading platform. I love Bybit for trading. I've been trading there for many years. If you cannot trade on Bybit, there is Bluffing, guys. Bluffing is a no KYC platform. There is a competition going on right now, and we have, you know, the Bitcoinsensus team, which we are doing pretty good here. We are in the middle of the rankings here from the top 10. And we have a chance in winning $300,000 worth of prize pool. So if you want to join the competition, you got the link down below. You also get 15% cash back. This is one of the best deals that you can find out there. If, you know, whatever you deposit, you get 15% cash back with a maximum cap of $7,500. 15% cash back from your deposit, and it's one of the best, you know, alternatives from Bybit. I know a lot of people cannot trade on Bybit based on KYC. They have proof of reserves, and you get 15% cash back. Make sure to join the Bitcoinsensus team because we are not doing too bad on the bluffing trading competition. We are likely going to get a piece of the cake. Let's see if that volume continues right now. There's 7 days, guys, to join the competition. So yeah, this would be the next scenario regarding a long position, guys. I don't want to really, rushing into a long on this falling knife, even though we know that we're going to form a massive CME futures gap. The CME futures gap that we're going to form right now is crazy big, right? It's about $4,000, even more than $4,000. And I mean, I'm not too. Yeah, basically, I'm not really a fan of we are going to fill the CME futures gap instantly tomorrow, right? But there will be a big gap right now being formed as we did close on the CME at $62,900 range. And it does make sense when we're looking at Elliott wave theory. I mean, when we are speculating that we are going to form a higher low here, it does make sense that some kind of bounce should happen in the start of the week. You know, if it's going to be Monday, tomorrow, or Tuesday, some kind of bounce needs to happen. Whether it forms a lower high here and comes down very aggressively, or it forms a lower high here, right? And then it forms a higher low, and then we off to the races, right? We got a lot of people being fearful, recession, we're going lower. You know, this is still in play, guys. This is still in play. This is actually not a bad zone to speculate on a swing long position. I mean, we've just tapped the 7-8. I would have probably gotten into a small quick long stop loss. You could be defensive right now. If you are in front of the chart and you're paying attention to the levels, and we do know that the 7-8 Fibonacci being the ultimate level here for the wave 2, because preferably we do not want the 0.88 Fibonacci being hit, which is at 55,500. It's an aggressive long, but you know, when you're aggressive trading and you're paying attention to the chart, you could enter exactly at the 7-8 Fibonacci and put a stop loss beneath the low as you are getting the reaction at the 7-8, which we perfectly touched on Coinbase. We perfectly touched the 7-8 Fibonacci, guys, from the July run. It is aggressive, but you know what? You just put your stop loss beneath the low, right? You just put the stop loss beneath the low, and you know, obviously, I was getting the live stream ready, and as we were just going live, but it would have been a pretty nice, quick, aggressive long stop loss instantly at the low. And as you're pumping right now, you could be defensive. You could have a teeny weeny stop loss, and the price might recover very aggressively from here, right? Which I don't think is going to be the case. You know, it would be nice to see a rollover, right? Overall, we're getting the resistance. I don't want to be the last guy shorting, okay? We've been shorting since $70,000. There's been some really nice shorting opportunities here. We didn't quite reach that short here in the Legends trading community. We were just off of round about $100 from our entry point. But it was a good shorting opportunity without a doubt. But overall, it's we basically front-runned those lower highs, and the price just suddenly started collapsing. You know, I wouldn't be too happy to enter a short position right now after this big major collapse. The price is probably going to be, you know, the price could range and you know, start climbing a little bit. So I'm really not that interested in a day trade short here, to be honest. Even though we are kind of back testing that. We're back testing the naked point of control, that weekly naked point of control, that high volume node that we have from the second week of July is being back tested, right? The consolidation that we had the first week of July created this high volume node that we did not react as support whatsoever, but it is getting a small little reaction right now as resistance, right? We're seeing the price action consolidating here, as you can see, at that weekly naked point of control. But even though would be very aggressive short position, in my opinion, just being aware that the price could recover. I mean, if you want to speculate on a short here, you know, the problem is your stop loss. You know, you could put your stop loss above this wick. You could double top there and then come down, back down to the lows. You know, without a doubt, shorts are in your advantage. You can manage risk very well here at the weekly naked point of control back test. Overall, it's a dead cat bounce. You're finding the resistance. You would be looking back down here to come to the lows. You don't want to be the last guy shorting either, right? We've been moving down very aggressively during the last few days and the last 24 hours. So overall, that weekly naked point of control is being a bit of resistance. Yeah, but I wouldn't want to be the last guy shorting the market, right? I'm going to be waiting for that scenario. The lower we get to this range, this is a really good double bottom scenario just because of the risk management. Entry, stop loss, as soon as you get a recovery bounce, you can be extremely defensive, and this might be the golden ticket of the price getting a massive rally in the next coming days. You had to be very aggressive if you wanted to catch that 7/8 Fibonacci. My goodness. We just tapped it, guys, to perfection. We tapped the 7/8 Fibonacci from the overall rise of July to perfection. That was really a good sniper long position. I did not manage to catch it here as we were doing the live stream, was too distracted. Show trade. What trade? I've only got short position that I've been laddering in since $70,000. You know, as we were moving down today, just started laddering, and just to maximize those profits from that short position. And that's basically it. For the next long position, I mean, if the price that could aggressively move up from this area, as we've hit the 7/8 Fibonacci, it's going to be very difficult to see a sign of strength. It's going to be a very, very difficult to see a sign of strength here. I would really want to see the price coming down to retest the lows again. And this is the zone where I would take a long position. But right now, to say, what would be a sign of strength? What are the levels that we need to reclaim for you to be bullish? Yes, it's just going to be quite complex, to be honest. It's going to be quite complex to look for a sign of strength on the chart, because we've been just creating dead cat bounces, and we could create a dead cat bounce from here and go to 59K or 60K and start rolling down again, right? We could just form a lower high and come back down to the lows. So even though if the price pumps $1,000 or $2,000, it's going to be very, very difficult for that sign of strength. Because, we could bounce easily here, like I said, to $1,000 and then come back down to the lows. We could bounce $2,000 and find some resistance at these naked point of controls. It's going to be very, very complex. I'll be analyzing the price action that is forming during the next coming hours. But the aggressive long position, because the price might just pump now $2,000, right? The price might just bounce $2,000, $3,000 in the next coming hours. It's definitely possible, but it's difficult to get into the long right now. Just realizing that you just form a lower high, come back down and test the low. So I'm going to remain patient. If the price does manage to recover in the next coming hours, and just say that we're starting to trade at 60K or 61K right by Monday. We're going to have to start looking at the different scenarios. If we move up from here, all right, and I will be very much analyzing the type of waves that we are forming. If we are going to start moving up here in the next coming hours, right, very impulsively, we're getting corrective, and we get another, I will be speculating on a possible wave 2 on lower time frames, looking at edit wave theory. But if we start moving like this, obviously, in like a 5-wave structure, right, we'll be analyzing the structure in the next coming days, guys. This is just, it's too aggressive to believe that we are going to recover from this point. If you're an absolute sniper and you were paying attention to the charts, not like me, as I was just rushing to get this live stream going, the aggressive entry would have been that sniper long at the 7/8 Fibonacci, because when we're speculating on a wave 2 here, we do not want to drop below the 0.88 Fibonacci, right? And the kind of ultimate level is the 7/8 Fibonacci if you want to start seeing the price recovering in the next coming days and weeks. So, I mean, that the long entry was the 7/8 Fibonacci at 57,150. And your risk management, it's simple. You just put the stop loss, very close to the low. You don't want to risk here the possibility of the price coming down to 55K, which is the 0.88, or even breaking lower. If you are, aggressively trading the Fibonacci levels, You touch the level. As soon as you get above the level, you snipe along. You got less than a minute to get in, and you put the stop loss at the low. And this is obviously already paying off your stop loss, right? You can be extremely defensive if you did enter that 7/8 Fibonacci. Just so this is a risk management education moment here. If you enter the 7/8 as you tap it and you get above, you need to have a stop loss glued to the low, right? Glued to the low. Could it wick you out and back up again? Yeah, but you snipe along again. It's really it's an important Fibonacci level right now, based on a higher time frame wave 2 possibility. And obviously, you know, you're already making more than your stop loss, and you could put your stop loss at break even right now, right? This is a free trade that you could hold, and this might be the swing long position. Now, for all of those people that have missed that long position that's already bouncing over $1,000 from that 7/8 Fibonacci, like me, well, I'm going to remain patient. If the price just starts pumping another $1,000 from here, then, well, it is what it is. I'll still remain patient for the possibility of coming down to retest the lows. And depending on how the lows react, I would definitely speculate on a swing long position here, manage risk very well, stop loss at the low, you know, protect position as we're bouncing, and, you know, look for that double bottom recovery. So, yeah. I mean, that's 7/8. My goodness. Did anybody manage to sniper long this 7/8 Fibonacci retracement? I didn't. I did not, guys. You longed at 68K. No, 68K. Longed at 68K. Got to go back to 68K. I did. All right. Cappy was saying he longed at 68. Tomorrow BTC at 80K, says Ammo. I don't think so. I don't think we are going to be tomorrow at 80K, but we could be there in the next coming weeks, right? There's a lot of fear, guys, and you know the deal. Fear is when we do get the best opportunities. So, I mean, I am looking for long positions, without a doubt. I'm looking for long positions, but I haven't got that clear range. I mean, I would have possibly entered an aggressive long if I was concentrated on the 7/8 Fibonacci. If I was in my trading hour, right, concentrated here on the charts, because the naked point of control didn't get any reaction whatsoever, right? We just sliced through that level very aggressively, right? We had the naked point of control here, weekly naked point of control, that just sliced through, right? Very aggressive slice through. And you know, as you're not getting any reaction at these levels, you don't long it, right? You just don't long this level because the price is trading beneath it in a matter of minutes. But the 7/8 Fibonacci, it was just a gentle tap. You know, you could have aggressively longed and just put the stop loss beneath the low that has been just formed, as we can see here on Coinbase. Very difficult, to be honest. Not saying that this was an easy long position, but you know, it was an acceptable sniper long stop loss just beneath the low created as you were hitting the 7/8. So what could be curious here, just saying that you know, if the price were to form a lower high right now, right, it's having a dead cat bounce, we might go to 58.5, 59K. No, don't really know where we're going to find that resistance. You know, this is it's very, very complex right now as we're getting this very aggressive drop, because we could have a massive V-shaped recovery, right? But if we do come back down, retest the low, okay, retest the 7/8 Fibonacci, I would be looking also at this low. You could drop a couple of $100 more and sweep up this high low that we have here. I would definitely speculate, guys, with extremely good risk management. This is the only levels that I would be interested, guys, to speculate on a swing long position. And like I said, the funds, you know, the capital that you're using can be extremely small, because what we are speculating here is a possible recovery in the next coming days, right? Stop losses are babies, right? They're very, very small. And if we were to reclaim the low again, in the next coming hours, right? In between today and tomorrow, just say that we do form a lower high here at some point, and we come back down to, test the lows from the last hour, and it breaks through, I would even consider the $56,500, where we have this beautiful higher low right there for a liquidity grab, instead of waiting for this double bottom. If we are trading beneath this low in the next coming hours, I would be looking for this low, guys. And this is simple to understand. Of course, I might be sleeping and I didn't manage to catch the long position, but I'm not interested in a long position inside of this area. Okay, as you're losing today's low, I would not be interested in a long. As we're moving down to hit the next higher low pivot from the second week of July, which is right over here, that is the level that I would use to look for a swing failure pattern. Wick down beneath it, snipe along, stop loss at the low. As we are recovering, I would be very defensive with my stop loss. I am not building a long position here, just being aware that, hey, price might just slice through. This is the moment where people get absolutely burnt. I hope some of you guys, we're just not longing and building a long position here very aggressively, expecting a higher low at some point, because, this is where people get extremely wrecked, especially just by using a 20x leverage. If you longed the last few days, you either got liquidated, or you're extremely underwater, or you're adding to, very much large sums of your capital to this long position. You do not want to do that, guys, because, like I said, this is a game of probabilities and risk management. And, it's a game of having good risk management, never mind probabilities and TA, guys. I'm not the best TA guy out there. So, it's a game of risk management, and the only kind of swing long position that I would see available. And, the price might just start recovering from here. Just say it starts recovering and said, oh, you missed the low for the long position. It's very, very difficult. The best level was that 7.8. I was not paying attention at that level exactly. We will find out some long positions or short positions in the next coming days. And the main reason why is analyzing the waves that we are going to form in the next coming hours, right? Because it will be easy to detect what kind of structure is being built here, right? There is the bearish case scenario that you're forming a little bit of an ABC structure here, and we're coming down back to the lows. And there is the scenario that the price recovers very strongly, starts retracing down just after this leg up, guys. And I'm probably going to be sleeping. If this leg up, suddenly we see massive volume picking up, and the move looks very aggressive, right? Just say that we are pumping now, bang, 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 right? And it gets very aggressive. I will be looking at the possibility of the price coming down to form a higher low, right? Depending on the price action here, if we are forming a very three-wavy structure and it's looking very descending wedgy kind of move, I would speculate in a possible higher low. That is it. That is also, especially if we're forming massive bullish CVD divergence. If we start forming massive bullish CVD divergence, just keeping it clear, right? The price moves up here very aggressively, and then it starts correcting, in a three-wavy structure, and then you get the CVDs, right, forming massive lower lows and higher lows. I would speculate on a possible wave 2. I would speculate on a possible wave 2 here. After this such aggressive drop, okay? So it doesn't matter catching the low for a swing long. It doesn't matter. I've missed the 7.8 Fibonacci. Well, it doesn't matter. We'll be looking at the possible next scenario, and that would be the scenario, guys. What we want to see right now is the price forming a pretty aggressive V-shaped recovery. If it does go to 59,000, 59.5, right? And then the movement down is going to be very interesting because I am looking for a double bottom, right? I like the idea of a double bottom or coming down to sweep up the lows here, right? Let me just clean up the chart here 1 second. I like the idea of coming back down and testing the lows, right, that we've just created. I like the idea of a double bottom there. And if we do not get any reaction, I would be looking at this low over here. That is a good swing failure pattern level, right? You got 3 pivots here. This is good. This is a good one. And you are at the 7/8 Fibonacci. You don't really want to see the price going much lower than the 7/8 Fibonacci if we are speculating for a higher low here. So without a doubt, this is kind of the zone. And like I said, guys, stop losses instantly beneath the low. If the price moves down in a falling knife and you do not want to be in a big massive loss, you're stopped out, right? Risk management, you just stopped out. If the price goes against you, you're just getting stopped out on that possibility of the double bottom, period, right? I don't want any people, getting into these massive, over leveraged long positions. We could be going down to 50K in the next coming days, purely based on the fear in the market. The fear continues. We're at 34 here on the fear and greed index. We got the S&P 500 having a major collapse, okay, on Friday, right? S&P 500, we might be opening with a big massive gap and continuing to the downside on the S&P 500. The fear is real, right? But we know the deal. Buy the fear. Buy the fear. So yeah, missed out on the 7/8 Fibonacci. That is not a problem, guys. We'll like I said. So if I missed the exact 7/8 Fibonacci, which is already getting a bounce of almost $1,500, I gotta say it's an aggressive long. That 7/8 touch was a very aggressive long. But if you missed that long trade, like I said, this is what I want to see. There could be a possibility that on the lower time frames, we're forming a wave 1 here, right? A lot of people are expecting a lower high, potentially, and coming back down to retest the lows. But you might form a higher low. And what do we want to see here for a higher low is incredible bullish CVD divergence. The lower we retrace, the better. Going to, for example, the 61878 Fibonacci. If we continue pumping here in the next coming hours, that would be a scenario that I would be looking for, right? Because, I mean, this could be the low. I would be looking for a 3-wave structure, retracing better to the 618, even the 78 Fibonacci. And if we form incredible bullish CVD divergence where we are getting a lot of retail shorting the market and you're forming those lower lows on the CVD as the price is correcting down, then I would definitely look at the possibility of forming a wave 2 here on lower time frames, right? To then get the recovery. So that is one scenario on how I would be looking at a possible long trade setup, between today and tomorrow. Then the other scenario is the double bottom, right? This pump will get a retracement at some point, right? It's very, very complex right now to think we are going to form a lower high here. We're going to form a lower high here. I'm really don't want to be, I'm really not that interested in shorts locally at the moment because of this huge pullback we've had the last few days. In just a matter of 5 days, we've dropped over $10,000 on Bitcoin. This is going to get a pretty significant relief rally, right? It's going to happen. We're going to get a relief rally of several $1,000s. So I don't want to be looking for a short position right now. I would rather look for the possibility of a reversal just because of the huge amount of selling pressure we've had during the last few days. This has to get a bounce of some kind, right? So yeah, locally I would be not too interested. looking for shorts, I mean, could we just flip the levels of support here into resistance? You know, I'm really not that interested at the moment for local shorts. It's going to be very, very complex to find that level of resistance here after this drop of today, right? You know, not even Fibonacci, not even the session volume profile, looking at the previous day value levels. Could we run up to the, you know, I tell you what, if we run up here to 59,700, where we have the 7/8 Fibonacci, the 618 Fibonacci, right? And we have the previous day value area low. If we fail to reclaim previous day value area low at 59,900, and we hit the 618, potentially the 7/8, and we fail to reclaim it in the next coming hours, because we're going to form a new value level, right? We're just a few hours away from closing today. Then I would say, yeah, you could look for a short position on the rejection from the previous day value area low, which is, you know, 61878. You're just looking for another lower high here, and that would be a possible short that I would look at, getting to 59.9, 60k, and, you know, 61878 Fibonacci, which is in between the previous day value area low. And as we not seen proof of support from the previous day value area low, and we're losing the level, I would speculate on a short position there. As we're losing the previous day value area low, stop loss above the high, and I would be targeting, you know, the lows or the 618 Fibonacci, because like I said, there could be that possibility that we are forming a wave 1 here. Wave 2, you're going to form a higher low at some point and then create a massive wave 3. So I would be targeting like 50% 618 Fibonacci on this short, just being aware that we could be forming a higher low. So yeah, there's some scenarios that I would be interested in. I mean, I'm going to sleep right now. I don't really care what the price does in the next coming hours. My trading day starts tomorrow. You know, but just anybody that's going to be, you know, basically awake in the next coming hours, it's going to be interesting to see how we hit the $60,000 range, because it's the previous day value area low. You got 61878, and we're very much bearish, right? You know, we could be forming a lower high at that zone, and the best way to speculate on that short position would be failing to get acceptance back above the previous day value area low. If you move above previous day value area low and you get acceptance, you're not losing it. You could be looking for a runner here to get back to the previous day value area high and higher. But if you lose that level, if you lose that previous day value area low, you're not successfully getting above it, without a doubt, it could be the topping zone and you could start rolling down. So you've got a short trigger, you've got good risk management, and as you're moving down here, you can be very, very defensive with your stop loss. But without it, that would be a good shorting plan, and just to follow the momentum to the downside, because you might get a little short squeeze right now. You get a big move of a few $1,000s to the upside, and that is a scenario that I would be looking at as a short trade. However, if the price successfully moves above previous day value area low, I would be looking possibly for the previous day value area high, which is all the way at 61,300. Right, that would be like the overall most bullish case scenario if we do start, you know, getting that acceptance above previous day value area low. So yeah, if we roll down from here, I would be interested in the lows, or in the lows that we just formed the last hour. And my goodness, that was actually a pretty aggressive long position, but it was the long if you wanted to catch the bottom here and just put stop loss beneath the low. It was the 7/8 Fibonacci, guys, because if we are speculating on a higher low, as you know, if we are speculating in a wave 2 here, you know, we cannot go much lower. And if you will want to get the best entry, and have good risk management, like I said, you know, as we're falling down here at these massive levels of support, which is that weekly naked point of control, if we would have gotten a reaction here, I would have been interested in possibly longing this level, but we just sliced through that high volume node. And as you're slicing through, you just don't long. You sit on your hands, guys. This is extremely important to know when to take the decision. And as you're moving with these red candles on the 1 minute, 3 minute time frame, you are trading below the weekly naked point of control. You're just breaking through it. So, you know, there's really no long to be traded here as you're hitting that level on the lower time frames. So you're just slicing through all of these levels of local support. And the one level that has got the reaction is that 7/8 Fibonacci, which has been tapped by just a few dollars. Absolutely crazy. It's still very aggressive because it's a falling knife. But if you are using these tools as a strategy, right? I'm going to long the 7/8 Fibonacci touch, or I'm going to long the 618 Fibonacci touch. The only way to trade safe getting into a Fibonacci level is as you tap it, you basically trade it as a swing failure pattern. You tap the level, you get beneath it. As soon as you get above it, you snipe along and you put your stop loss glued to the low. And if you get stopped out, well, it is what it is. But if you get the rally, then, you know, you're making 3-4 times your risk to reward, and you can put your stop loss at break even. You can take 50% profits, right? It's all about having that strategy and having that good risk management, right? Nothing else. I suck at technical analysis, you know, but risk management is, you know, is the gift. The risk management is the gift. I wouldn't say I suck at technical analysis, guys. Come on, but you know, technical analysis is not everything, right? You can be the best TA guy in the world, but if you do not know how to manage your risk and your capital, then you just, you know, you have no. Yeah, there's basically somebody that does very good risk, does very good technical analysis, potentially would have got into a swing long position, right? Already at the 618 Fibonacci or at the CME Futures gap, right? And just building a long position because with this analysis, you know, whatever, has a lot of confidence that we are going to find a higher low here, and you know, building, not having good risk management, and is probably going to get wrecked if we do go lower. So risk management for me is the number one thing, guys, in trading. Number one, I will never put anything in front of risk management when it's trading. The best indicator, the best, whatever. Risk management is what leads you to the psychology of trading. If you're risking too much, well, obviously you're going to be nervous. You're going to be emotional, right? It's high. Your risk management is highly attached to your emotions. If you have good risk management, I don't have any emotions because my stop loss is a minor loss. It's like, you know, if you get stopped out, you know, it doesn't really matter. Emotions and psychology starts when you have poor risk management. That's when you start getting all nervous and all emotional, because you have bad risk management. If you have good risk management, you won't have any emotions at all. So yeah, anyway, it's a shame here. That would have been an epic, because the price might recover very aggressively from that 7-8 touch. What an absolute touch to the exact zone inside of $4-5. But I'm not too worried, guys. You know, I'm not too worried of not catching the low on a falling knife. We will analyze the situation here, and there will be another trading opportunity. You know, if we start pumping here quite aggressively, you know, I would definitely speculate on the possibility of forming a wave 2, or depending on how we correct here in the next coming hours, in between the next, you know, couple of days. And we need to take into consideration stock market, guys. You know, if we do continue down and there's fear still continues, well, we're in a big massive downtrend, so we don't want to get too excited and regarding a reversal. But what I would be looking at here, if the price does move up very aggressively, right, in the next coming hours, in a kind of a 5-wave structure, right, on lower time frames, if we do get a pumpy action, we're going to form a higher low, bang, we do start forming this kind of price action, this is going to be looking pretty good. If we start doing this can't, right, it cannot be exact, obviously, right? It will not be that easy as saying, hey, 5 waves, 3 waves down, right, bullish CVD divergence, let's all long. But if it is similar to this kind of structure, I would really speculate on a higher low, and especially if we do get very intense lower lows on the CVD here, okay, as we're moving down, right? You're forming higher lows from today's lows, and you form lower lows on CVD, which, you know, it doesn't look like it's going to happen, at least on Bybit. Bybit having a significant rise here on CVD, but potentially on the rest of exchanges, it's very, very possible. We haven't had a massive run up here on the CVD on the blue, which is the rest of exchanges. So if we do run up here and start correcting down, I would pay attention to the CVD here in the blue. We could be forming a higher low. I want to see that. I want to see how the price moves down. But for the moment, this is still bearish. Yeah, I don't want to get hope here for the... I don't want to give too much hope here for the bulls. We're still very much downtrending. Yeah, I wouldn't classify this. I wouldn't classify this as a 5-wave move up, even though you could technically, because the 3rd wave is not the smallest wave. But it would be a very, very difficult one without a doubt, right? It's kind of not enough. It's not enough. Let me take a look at the Fibonacci extension here. 1.618. Could this form a very dodgy ABC? It would be very, very dodgy here to see something like this and form a higher low. It would be a very shallow higher low for a possible wave 2 on lower time frames, but this looks very crappy. I mean, but the wave 3 is not the shortest, so could that be the case that you could be forming a higher low here? We would have to see very aggressive bullish CVD divergence coming into the 382 weekly naked point of control. I mean, that weekly naked point of control could definitely backtest as support. I would want to see a little bit of more momentum to the upside if I'm honest. This is a very, very shallow move up. But it would be interesting to see, right? Coming back down to this zone at the weekly naked point of control, it's actually a level that I would take into consideration on the pullback as a back test, probably sweeping these lower time frame higher lows as a very aggressive move. I mean, you'd not want to go beneath this level if you are speculating, because that would be a wave 2. You'd not want to see that retracement here beneath this level. Yeah, we'd have to see some magic price action here to backtest the weekly naked point of control. If that were to be the case, we would have to see incredible bullish CVD divergence, and by incredible I mean insane lower lows, right? The CVD just needs to go, break the floor here if we want to speculate on the possibility of the price reversing from this point, right? Let me just zoom in here, guys, if you can see it. I don't think it's going to be the case, but if we do get a massive, break the floor here on the CVD and start forming very aggressive lower lows, and start forming a higher low right there, you're still fighting the trend. You're still fighting the overall trend. Volume is pretty crappy, to be honest. Yeah, it would be interesting to see. There is a possibility. I gotta say, there is a possibility. There is a possibility. I mean, these 5 waves to the upside on the lower time, on the micro counts, they don't look great. But it is a valid count, as the 3rd wave is not the smallest. If we start pulling down from here, well, there's without a doubt a lot of risk on that possibility of a higher low here formation here. But there's fear, guys. Fear is good. We know the deal, right? When there's massive euphoria, I had a lot of people saying that we are going to hit all-time highs when we had the rally the last couple of weeks. And we were very much ready for a lower high formation on the channel, saying, guys, you know, we need to form a pullback here at some point, just purely based on the wave formations. It was like, you know, this has to hold. This, you know, we're going to form a lower high here at some point, whether that is 69K or 71K. We had some major levels to snipe a short, and we got them, right? We got it. So much easier the short here than the long right now, because the price is just too aggressive, right? If we would have pumped straight through to the $70,000 range, I would have said, guys, I want a little bit of a range formation here. I want a little bit of, you know, price consolidation, slightly higher highs, slightly higher lows, to try and detect that short position. If we would have just went through to 70K, because you're trying to fight a pump here, right? But as the price action was respecting very nicely the waves, right? And I was like, you know, guys, this looks really, really good. You know, this is going to top out at some point here. We're looking for local double tops. We're looking for the value area high. We're looking for the one of these 2 pivots. You know, it was a perfect short entry. Also hitting the 7/8 Fibonacci. Absolutely golden. But we scaled up to that level with waves. We scaled up. It was easy to look for the double tops here, and this is not easy to jump into a long position, without a doubt. You know, even though if the price bounces a few $1,000s overnight, it's definitely not easy, guys. I missed the long position. I'm not in any long position at the moment here, just because of the falling knife, right? It's just I don't want to enter this long position. The 7/8 Fibonacci would have been the ideal long. The 7/8 would have been the ideal long, guys, here, but it was very difficult. Still very falling knife. But like I said, there will be opportunities. There's opportunities every single day, guys. Every single day. And it's a pity not to get into the 7/8, but the price might roll down and test the lows. I would still, this is the moment that I would look for a double bottom. I'm interested in the double bottom here. And if we do not double bottom, the next level would be the $56,500, which is this high low here. We technically cannot go much lower than this if we are looking for the reversal in the next coming days. So, yeah, it's a pity because the price has hit the technical Fibonacci level, 7/8, for the wave 2. And maybe the price will not come down to the low. Maybe it will. You know, just but if it does, I got a trading plan. Looking for the double bottom. If we do slice through the level, not longing. Looking for this wick low. And ultimately, if these lows are not respected and we just move down, I wouldn't personally long the 0.88 Fibonacci, even though it's a. I mean, you could long it. Just like the 7/8, you could long it if we come down to the 0.88 Fibonacci. You want to try and be a bottom catcher, right? And if you do hit the 0.88, which is kind of the ultimate level, right? You hit the 0.88 and you move above the 0.88, you want to snipe along just like you would have sniped long here, the 7/8. Your stop loss is beneath the low. Your stop loss is beneath the low. And if you recover, you can just put your stop loss at break even. right? It is challenging, guys, but overall the losses are very, very small if you do get stopped out, or you can possibly just be stopped out at break even. It's just really worth these very, very technical levels to speculate on a long, because the loss is so small. I get a lot of people talking about wrecked, get wrecked, you know, whoever's long in got wrecked and the other, you know, absolutely not. You know, if you long with very good risk management at these crucial pivot points of confluence with a trading plan, you're not going to get wrecked, right? You're going to get stopped out at a minor loss, but you will not get wrecked. I mean, I fear for the people that have been getting into building up a long position and stuff like that here, or, you know, whoever's in the short, absolutely, congratulations, you know, absolutely wonderful, right? But overall, whoever's building a long position or has been building a long position from higher levels, I got someone on a stream the other day saying that he was in a long position from the $64,000 range, and my goodness, you know, I was like, oh, I hope he closed that position. Let me tell you that. I hope he closed that long position. This was just a few days ago, right? On that live stream, I longed this pivot low, got stopped out. The 62,300. We were mentioning this a few days ago. Beautiful higher low right there. Beautiful long position. I'm going to take that long position if we do swing failure pattern from this low. We mentioned this for many days as we were trading above it, and it happened. So we hit the level, got the bounce, only locked a few $100s worth of profit, and got stopped out at break even with the next move down. We did not double bottom here. We just sliced through. So, you know, no long position, no adding to long. Also with the legends, I'm saying, you know, I'm looking for a big fat range or a local double bottom, but I'm not interested in longing just yet, because we need a range, right? We actually talked about a short position right over here in the legends. It didn't hit our target zone to trigger the short. Unfortunately, we're just off about $100, which was a shame. But yeah, significant bounce on Bitcoin from the 7/8 Fibonacci. Screw you, Bitcoin. Missed out on the long position here, guys. What a perfect touch on the 7/8. Price is just moving up right now. Very, very technical level. Let's go. I closed my long at 61k and shorted, but I'm up soon. You closed your longs at 61k. Okay. In my opinion, cry harder, Andy, says Salvador. Yeah, what a perfect touch from the 7/8. I mean, when we're speculating on the wave 2 formation, I mean, it is, you know, it's like we need to hold 7/8, and you do not want a 0.88 Fibonacci hit when you're speculating on a wave 2. You're speculating on a higher low here. I mean, if this is going to be the low and we start recovering in the next coming days, I will be pissed off, to be honest. Not that I am really a trader that I would snipe along a Fibonacci level. It would be very rare to see me sniper a Fibonacci level. But as it's a swing long position, you can get into a very baby position, guys, because the projection in the next coming days is massive. You're looking for several $1,000s of a recovery possibly in the next coming days. But if all of those people that want to get into a trade on a Fibonacci level, you can use a Fibonacci level as a swing failure pattern. Okay, you can actually build up a strategy on Fibonacci based on use it as a swing failure pattern level. Getting the epic bounce right now, almost bouncing $2,000 from the low created in the last hour. So yeah, basically when we mentioned this long position just a few days ago at this pivot low, right? What you're looking at is hit the level, get back above the level, snipe along, stop loss beneath the low, And as you're recovering, you're defensive, right? You're protecting your capital. You can trade Fibonacci levels as a swing failure pattern as well. And, you know, by the meaning as a swing failure pattern, anybody that is saying, you know, what are you talking about? You know, what kind of strategy is that? Well, as you tap the 7/8 Fibonacci and you get beneath it, and as soon as you get above it, you can you can snipe along it, right? Snipe along, get into a market order. Stop loss is beneath that low created, and you can trade it as a swing failure pattern level, right? So you get beneath the low, just like this one, boom, you get above it, you snipe along, stop loss at the low, you start protecting as you're bouncing. Well, the same thing here. Snipe along as you got above the level, the Fibonacci level again. And I don't usually trade like this, but I know it can be very effective as well. I've traded Fibonacci levels as in you get beneath it, as soon as you get above it, I would long it, or the same for short positions, right? The same for shorts. Tap it, get beneath it, snipe a short, and be defensive with your stop loss. Because this one is almost getting a $2,000 pump right now, and if you would have put your stop loss just beneath the low of the movement, you know, the risk to reward is just massive, right? It's kind of worth the chance. However, a big mistake that a lot of people do is just risk too much, right? People risk too much in trading, and that is natural. You know, it's a natural thing to overuse your capital in trading. But if you're risking peanuts here on that 7/8, you tap the 7/8, you get above it, you snipe along, stop loss at the low. As soon as you recover, you're being defensive, and you're already making, you know, 4 or 5 times your stop loss, you know, which is definitely worth the shot if you're using Fibonacci as a trading strategy, right? Anyway, I have a buy order at 55,570. Welcome to the bear market, says Joe Ma. Absolutely. Guys, remember, there is a trading competition going on Bluffing, and you do get the best deal down below, which is the 15% cashback. Bluffing, great platform, no KYC, with email and password. You can start trading in minutes. It has proof of reserves, extremely legit platform, okay? No fishy things going on in the background, and you get 15% cashback. And we have the trading competition going on, which is a $300,000 prize pool, and we are doing pretty well. We are in the middle of the ranking here, and we are doing pretty good, and I think we can have a high chance in getting a piece of the cake altogether. And if you haven't got a good platform to trade in, you got an insane bonus with the link down below, guys. Another way to support the channel, another way for you to trade in one of the best trading platforms with an insane deposit cashback, okay? 15% you get from your deposit back into your account. So screw you, Bitcoin, from bouncing so aggressively like this at the 7/8 Fibonacci, because I did not long that falling knife. I don't like longing falling knives, but it wouldn't been it was actually the level. It was actually the level, guys. Like I said, I'm going to remain patient, right? There's opportunities every single day. And what I want to see after this runner that we've had, what a bounce, guys. What a nice quick little bounce here. What I would like to see with this price action is a nice pullback in a 3-wave structure. Right? If we start moving down here, I would be paying very close attention, either moving down from here or from higher. It doesn't really matter. I really would be paying attention to the pullback, guys, because right now, looking for a short, I'm really not too interested. Like I said in the last few minutes, I'm really not that interested in looking for a short right now. It's going to be extremely complex. You could run the shorting level, like I explained before, the one that I would see acceptable where we can manage risk, is coming up to the 61878 Fibonacci from this entire drop of today. and failing to break above the previous day value area low. If previous day value area low has failed to break above it, then you have a stop loss and you have an entry point as you're losing the previous day value area low. That is the best short that I could see here, because I can manage risk on this short. This bounce is very shallow. We only hit the 382. It's too shallow. We could hit 50% or 618. We could bounce much more here from this level. So, I would not be interested in this very shallow bounce. So, yeah, that would be a short that I would be looking at here. A failed breakout from previous day value area high. And I would be targeting the 50% Fibonacci from the movement up. 50% 618 is the only short that I would see here available for a trading plan with good risk management. And the other scenario, is going to be interesting, as in, wow, it's going to be hard, but overall I would be looking at a 3-wave corrective structure, and wow, it's going to be difficult. It will be difficult if we start pumping here very aggressively, and then we start correcting in the next coming hours. I need a 3-wave structure. I need the 1.618 extension to be hit potentially, right? From this wave 1 down, wave 2, to speculate on a long position here, to then form a wave 3 and absolutely rip. It will be complex, guys, without a doubt. If we start doing this, I will be obviously updating the Legends trading community and looking for the day trading setups that I am looking at, depending on what kind of price action we do form tomorrow. Because today, we were looking for a short position as well, and it was basically coming to sweep up those highs, which is basically this price action over here, and we missed it by $100. Our short entry was missed by about $100. I was looking for the short trade here at the 61,200 range, right? Looking for that continuation to the downside. If we're looking for shorts, we're looking for some major levels to be hit, and we basically front run that level by $150, right? We just needed a little push, another push to the upside there, to trigger that short position to come back down to test the lows, right? Which it happens, right? We create trading plans. As traders, we create the plans, and not always we do get the trading opportunity. So we just move to the next trading setup. The next scenario would be that, guys. That is what I'm going to be looking at here in the next coming hours. I'm probably going to be sleeping, but depending on what kind of market structure is, we either come down, I'm looking for the double bottom. If we slice through that level, I'm looking for the $56,500, which is the higher low that was formed here on July. I like it, guys. If we are speculating on a wave 2, we cannot move much lower here. We need to start bouncing very aggressively in the coming days, which is highly likely going to happen, in my opinion. We buy the fear, right? The fear is real. We can see it through all social media, Twitter, YouTube, right? We got the crazy thumbnails, even myself, recession fear, which usually brings the best buying opportunities. So yeah, like I said, those are the two scenarios here in a nutshell, guys. I would be looking for the bottom to be reclaimed. If we would be looking for a double bottom there. If we slice through the level, not long in, would be looking for this higher low. Would be looking for a potential long right there. And depending on how we move up from here, I would be looking at the corrective structure, and we would have to see massive bullish CVD divergence for me to speculate that we're forming a wave 2 here, and we're just forming a wave 3, right, in the next coming days, and we're moving like this to the upside. Because maybe the bottom could be in here. We don't know. We just need data. We need data. We need to count the structures. We need to count the waves of corrective move. If we're hitting the 1.618 𝗬𝗿𝗆1618 on this movement as an ABC. We're forming bullish CVD divergence. We are back testing the naked point of control, right? We just need a lot of data. We're back testing here this high volume node, right? The naked weekly point of control as we are rolling down with a 3-wave structure. It's just bullish CVD divergence. We need the data on the chart to speculate on the next trading setup. Legends, thank you very much. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I do try and provide quality technical analysis, good risk management, trading setups. You know the deal, guys. Smash up the like button for the algorithm. If you do enjoy this content and you want to see me more often, make sure to hit that bell notification, guys. We're going to be absolutely banging this week, looking for those trading opportunities. Remember, if we slice through these levels, no long trigger, and we could be going to $53,000. Let me just double check here what people have been saying about, will the price of Bitcoin fall below $53,000? Over 2,000 votes. We do have, it's still a 50-50, guys. Absolutely crazy. Look at this. We got the comment section being bulls and bears, 50-50, 1,100 bulls against 1,100 bears. Absolutely crazy. Just like crypto, the rug pulled for this cycle. Yeah, not to worry, guys. We're still very much in the bullish structure, okay? But like we said, we cannot predict recessions, and there is big signals of recession, guys. Interest rate cuts coming potentially in September or October. The last time we've seen cuts during the last few decades, it's brought a big, massive, well, it's brought a recession, right? So yeah, we kind of can predict this. So we just need to be a bit cautious. We just need to realize that, hey, maybe the market could top out, but hey, I'm looking for longs, okay? I'm looking for longs. I'm happy to buy Bitcoin at, $50,000, $40,000. I would be happy to buy Bitcoin as we're crashing down, guys. Okay, without a doubt. Without a doubt. There is the higher time frame bullish case scenario on Bitcoin as well, which we can talk about higher time frame. The other bullish case scenario that could retrace down to the low $40,000 range in a wave 4. Okay, this is an extensive wave 4, and without a doubt, that would still be bullish. I would be happy to buy Bitcoin at those levels if we were to go down there, because there is a bullish count still, and if we start going to 30k, I mean, what can I say? If the price were to go down to 30k or 20k, are you going to throw the towel? Are you going to stop buying Bitcoin? Are you going to sell your Bitcoin? No chance, guys. I'll be buying at 30k or 20k. That would be an absolutely golden gift. I don't think that's going to be the case. But anyway, everything to zero, says Tony. I think the bull run is over, to be honest. Wow, bull run still coming, says Alan. Yeah, it's insane how we have a massive mixed sentiment here with the votes, guys. Will the price of Bitcoin fall below $53,000? We got a 50-50, guys. 50-50. There's a lot of people speculating on the breakdown in the next coming days, and a lot of people speculating that the higher low is going to come in, guys. Legends, don't forget the mini bear market happened in crypto cycles. The last cycle, it was about 3 months. Absolutely, guys. Big retracements happen in the bull run as well. Okay, big major pullbacks happen. Look at this pullback right over here. Big pullbacks happen. 20% pullback. You got one right over here, 16%. Look at this one right over here. Big pullback. There's a 30% pullback right there. We're still very much ranging, guys. The pullback from the last few days, 17, 18%. Still bullish, guys. Still see the chance of forming a higher low, guys. I am higher time frame bullish still. I do believe that we could be holding. I'm just not in a swing long position just yet. Let's see the price action and the wave formations in the next coming days, and I will be updating you with the highest probability levels and scenarios as we develop the next price action in the next coming hours. Guys, remember that you do have that insane bonus for bluffing for your crypto trading, guys. 15% cash back, no KYC platform, and join the competition, guys. Join the Bitcoinsensus team here to get a piece of the cake, right? Let's get a piece of the cake of that $300,000 prize pool. Legends, thank you very much. I will see you tomorrow.